My name is Victoria Garcia, and we'll be going over gaps in knowledge about E. coli and prevention method. This includes the introduction and spread, pre-harvest food safety practices, and treatment and cure. First slide, the introduction and spread of E. coli. Questions associated with these gaps in knowledge include: how did the virus come into existence? Who or what is the main culprit carrying the virus? And what makes the animals resistant to the virus? E. coli didn't get its household name until 1992 during Western breakout, which was associated with ground beef, which is often the main culprit. However, if you look at the chart below, throughout the years, other incidents of E. coli were due to produce, dairy, other beef, and other ground beefs. Animals also carrying the virus include chicken, deer, sheep, and pig. Another noteworthy thing to take note of is animals don't become sick with the virus, which allows them to have a resistance. Second slide. Pre-harvest food safety practices. This includes examining when cattle leave the feed yard to the hide removal packing plant. This means analyzing what are the procedures and cattle cleaning system. Are the workers washing their hands thoroughly, and are they properly disposing the carcass when they're through? Also associated with this is having a better understanding of farm and ranch living situation and animal lifestyle. This means looking at what are the living situations of the cattle, the other animals that live on the farm, if they share the same pen, and what is the pen-to-pen variation. This also includes the relationship with wildlife, insects, water, and other transmission vectors. Additional emphasis should be placed on mature cows and bulls, as research has shown approximately 1/5 of live harvests are cows and bulls, and most cases of E. coli incidents have come from ground beef, which makes you ask the question, what are we doing differently when the treatment of these animals that have raised the risk of E. coli spreading faster and them being the potent carriers? The next one is the development of effective microbiological pathogen control intervention. This means whether or not technology of enhancing food safety and livestock really decreases outbreaks or is just wasted money. There's really no attempts in really analyzing this to show a great significance and change within the virus spread. Is a treatment and cure. There is no specific medication or vaccination, or is there no current treatments that can cure infection, just ease the pain, and slowly rebuild the immune system. This includes rest and fluids, which help prevent dehydration and fatigue. It is not recommended to use antibiotics and antidiarrheal medication when you have the E. coli virus, as this can lead to serious health concerns. If one uses these medications, they're at a higher risk for HUS. If you develop HUS, this can lead to hospitalization and supportive care, which include IV fluids, blood transfusion, and kidney dialysis. We need to find an appropriate and effective treatment and cure for E. coli virus. The next two slides go over the areas for further epidemiological research and what scientists need to do better in order to find an appropriate cure and better understand the virus. This includes effectively addressing the reduction of the pathogen and pre-harvest segments, which will contribute to the understanding of the ecology and epidemiology of the agent. This can be done by ranch and farm operations overview, feeders and water practices to keep fecal matter out, and the development and to validate intervention systems for the use in live cattle production. This can be done through government review and approval interventions, which means having surprise visits or audits to make sure the farmers are following appropriate protocol. And finally, the last slide for areas of further research include looking at the cow and bull population, because as mentioned earlier, approximately 1/5 of live harvests in the United States consists of the cows and bulls. In most cases of incidents are ground beef. Researchers should place more emphasis on what makes this population heavy carriers in order to better understand the spread of the virus. Also, animals naturally carry E. coli without making them sick. It would be beneficial for researchers to look at differences in the intestines of animals and humans. This can possibly lead to vaccinations and medications for the cure and the control of the virus, to decrease outbreaks and have a sustainable hold on this virus.